Hello folks, it's Bob C-Gar coming to you from my studio, which is, yes, a lawn chair in front of my garage. Well, yesterday, the big news was protest, riots, it's all coming down. And then Israel decided they weren't getting enough attention, so yeah, they took their shot at Iran, which I think they picked their time pretty well. It was convenient for Trump. He kind of takes the news cycle away from the big beautiful bill, takes it away from the controversy about National Guard, which I guess now another appellate court said no, he can put them there. There's also supposed to be tomorrow this No Kings protest. I don't know if anybody's seen the map, but it's like thousands of protests are supposed to take place everywhere. There's supposed to be 3, I think, in Eugene. But I think that's going to fizzle out. I don't really think that's got the legs, because I think most of these protesters are paid, and I don't see who's going to pay that many people. So I think you're in Eugene, you're going to have a few old people out there, leftover hippies, and there'll be 8 people and 4 signs, but we'll see. I'm not, that's just what I think. But as far as I think the strikes on Iran, I think it was inevitable. I know Trump told them, I gave you 60 days, and it was 61 days, and they pulled the trigger. I think Iran has been, they've been playing games while trying to make a bomb for several years. And nobody really wants to, be the one that, holds their feet to the fire. And I think Israel, Iran's made no bones about it. Yeah, they want to annihilate Israel. Israel's the small Satan, and America is the great Satan. And they want to kill everybody. They want to annihilate. I don't think Americans worry that much about it because they're so far away, and we have such great, military systems that we'd blow them before their stuff got off the ground. And I think, but Israel's a different story. So I don't blame Israel for doing what they did, and I don't blame them for keeping their foot on the gas, because unless you do blow up their program, they're going to continue with it. And whenever you leave, that's going to be the start of their next one. These guys they're not going to stop. But as far as Trump is concerned, he's starting to stack some big wins up. The inflation is down. The economy is starting to roll, and money's coming in for tariffs, and it's not really affecting the price that much. In the polls, people still backing him on, getting the illegal immigrants out. And I think that, you're going to hear stories here and there about, well, they did this or they grabbed this person, or I don't think they're grabbing people off the street. I think they will, and they will when it comes time they've got the bad people out, then yeah, they're going to start going after the people that are using Medicaid, people that are using our schools and are, living on our tax dollars and those kind of things. Yeah, they're going to do that. And is it going to hurt some businesses? Of course it is. But those businesses shouldn't have been hiring illegals to begin with. So guess what? live by the sword, you die by the sword. So I think it's going to all work its way out. Not to mention the fact that I think we're going to have robots and AI doing so much of the work in the next few years that you can take 15 million illegal immigrants out and not hurt the workforce. So we'll see. I mean, that's just me smoking my cigar and shooting my mouth. So, but that's kind of how I see it going. I think that the ICE agents are going to continue to do what ICE agents do. They're going to round them up and they're going to try and deport them. And, everybody's making this huge deal about Trump deporting all these people. He hasn't even come close to deporting what Obama did, and nobody raised an eyebrow over it. So, it's all political. And I think that the problem with the politics of today is that the Democrats, all of their tricks, they worked because they pretty much owned the media. And now there's so many media outlets and conservative media outlets that they can't do that anymore. It's not working. That's why Trump won. Trump won all 7 swing states. Trump won the popular vote, which Republicans rarely do. He won the popular vote. He won the electoral vote, and things are starting to swing in the direction of Republican. But I hope I would like to see it swing to common sense and stop there. I'm not for. I want 2 sides of every story. I want people to be able to tell 2 sides of every story. And I want people to know what the facts are, and I want these news agencies to not just coddle to one side or the other. We shouldn't have to switch channels back and forth just to see what our side's not reporting. We should be able to they should be able to report on everything, and we're the ones that should determine which side of that issue we're on. Hopefully it gets to that. I don't know if it ever will, but I think we're moving in that direction. Not necessarily that the news agencies are reporting both sides, but that we have the ability to see both sides. We have the ability to access it, through, all of it, podcasts, YouTube, everything on the internet. There's all kinds of opportunities. X, there's True Social, there's Facebook, there's all of these different, where you can get a lot of different opinions and you can track things down for yourself. And that's what I usually do. If it's something I'm really interested in, I'll dig into it. But as far as this Israeli strike goes, I don't think this is going to last a real long time. I think either Iran is going to say, yeah, okay, we'll talk, we'll cut a deal, we'll do this, or Israel, and maybe with the help of the U.S., is going to blow up their nuclear sites, and it's just be over. That will just be over. But either way, I don't think that's going to take very long. I think we're going to probably see maybe a couple of weeks at the most, and then we're going to really know where everything stands. Probably know where everything stands in a week, but I think in a couple of weeks, if it's going to be a continued full-scale kind of war, then we're going to see who's going to get in and is it going to be World War III or not. And that'll be something too. But I think right now, I don't think America's interested in that. And I kind of thinking China cut a deal with America. They're probably not too interested in getting too involved in that. Plus, they have their eye on Taiwan. I think they probably realize that they're probably going to have to back off of that, because we'll see. I think they probably figure if enough attention gets drawn into Israel, and I mean, you don't even hear about Ukraine-Russia war hardly anymore. And it's because the news cycle is so quick to jump to the next new thing. Doesn't mean that battle isn't raging. It doesn't mean those things aren't going on. But it's just the focus. And I haven't heard anything about the rioting and protesting today. I haven't heard anything about it. It's all been Israel and Iran. Anyway, Father's Day Sunday, make sure you tell your dad you love him. You know, that squirrely old guy who's on your case about everything, you know, but he loves you. Make sure you tell him you love him. And you guys take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.